Hello traders, Rich here, and here's a quick but detailed update on Bitcoin. As usual, if you guys like video analysis, let me know in the comments or simply leave a like. So let's get started. As per my last picture analysis, we know that Bitcoin is stuck inside its accumulation phase in the shape of a symmetric triangle. And as mentioned, for the bulls to take over for the next markup movement to start, we need to see an aggressive or momentum candle close above this area, which is our projection in green. Meanwhile, and until this happens, the bears can still kick in for another movement downward for the lower bound would be expected before we trade higher. And we might also see like it forming a spring by trading lower, just like previous. For example, price traded lower before trading higher, and vice versa, traded higher before trading lower, and here as well. So for now, as price is approaching the lower bound, we'll be looking for buy setups on lower time frames to catch this impulse movement upward. But as mentioned previously, for the buyers to take over from a long-term perspective, this is our trigger zone for now. And now price is approaching this demand area, which is around the 39k, 40k. And if price stays lower, it would also approach this demand area from weekly time frame, and it would also would be the round number 30k. So now if you zoom into lower time frames, we can see it like even better. If we zoom into M30 time frame, we can see that the bears took over here after breaking below this low, and for now we are bearish from a short-term perspective, trading inside this like upper bound and lower bound, right? So for now, for the bulls to take over from a short-term perspective, we need to see a break above these highs here, right? Just like previously, below this low, above this high. Meanwhile, and from a short-term perspective, Bitcoin can still trade lower and lower and test or approach this area here before we trade higher. So long story short, we are waiting for the bulls to take over from a long-term perspective by breaking above this area, and as price approaches this lower bound, we'll be also looking for buy setups from a short-term perspective to catch this impulse, and then we'll be monitoring price action here to see if we get a break or not. Before we continue, I want to tell you about Kucoin. Kucoin is one of the largest crypto exchanges in the world with over 600 billion traded volume on the platform and 8 million registered users from more than 200 different countries. Moreover, Kucoin has been rated the best crypto exchange by Forbes Advisor, and according to Coinmarketcap, Kucoin is a top 3 in terms of overall performance. Kucoin offers a wide range of services and features. Of course, you first got spot trading and margin trading, but with more than 540 listed coins and 960 trading pairs. You also got trading bot, staking, mining pool, and many, many more. And I'll make sure to make a detailed video about each and every feature. For now, if you don't have an account yet, I'll make sure to include the links in the description below, and let's continue. As we clearly see, MATIC has been overall bullish for a while, making higher lows and higher highs, trading inside this giant wedge pattern. And when we are overall bullish, we'll be waiting for the correction to be about to end to catch what? The next impulse movement upward. However, we can't really know where the correction would end. It can end here, here, or even dive deeper before trading higher. That's why we always look for two things. The first one is a key rejection area. In our case, it's this lower trend line in brown and this horizontal support and resistance. That's why we are looking for buy setup starting from here, unless of course price breaks it downward in an aggressive manner. Then our support would become resistance and we'll be looking for sell on the retest. But for now, we are still overall bullish, looking for buy setups. If you zoom into daily time frame, we have this correction phase, prices making lower highs and lower lows, right? So we are currently in a bearish market from a medium-term perspective. However, we are bullish from a long-term perspective. So we're inside this correction phase, waiting for the buyers to take over to catch the next impulse movement upward. The same logic can be applied here. Correction, waiting for the bulls to take over. So as for my trading plan, I'll be waiting for MATIC to form a new swing high around the upper right trend line to consider it my trigger swing and then buy on spring upward. We also have a detailed view from H4. We've got this wedge pattern forming. So as mentioned from daily, I'll be waiting for a new swing high to form around the upper right trend line like this, and then to consider it my trigger swing, I always highlight it for those who know me as our give me a sec, as our trigger, and then the buyers would take over and will be buying on break upward. Meanwhile, and until the bulls take over, would be overall bearish, and Matic can still dive inside the support for multiple new highs before breaking it upward, or even, as mentioned from weekly time frame, break this area downward for a trend continuation to the downside. Best of luck, and I'll see you on the next one.